I'm Laura Bonnell, and this is the Living with Cystic Fibrosis podcast coming to you from Detroit. Please subscribe and even rate and comment on our podcasts when it moves you. I learn something new with every podcast, and I'm always inspired by the people that are showcased here. We don't give medical advice. You need to connect with your doctor for that. I hope that this Living with Cystic Fibrosis podcast educates you and sparks some volunteering or advocacy. The CF community needs people like you. Thanks to our sponsors, Viatris and Vertex, for their support. Cesar and Nora Hernandez were both born in Mexico, where accurate and accessible information about cystic fibrosis has not always been readily available. And while progress has been made with more experienced physicians and improved CF care, there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. In the U.S., members of the Hispanic community are often underdiagnosed or diagnosed later than other peoples, and the gap between awareness and access is one of the reasons that the Bonnell Foundation launched the CF Familia page, and this is something that both Nora and Cesar are a huge part of. I mean, they are our CF Familia page, and we're just in the process of updating the CF Familia page, and I thought it was a great time to have them on this podcast so we can talk about all things CF and family and kind of our hopes for improving the CF Familia page. And I'm really very happy and appreciative of all of their input, because we really could not do it without them. And as Cesar will tell us in this podcast, after meeting Nora, after he came to help his family financially by moving to the United States when he was about 17 to work here, he met Nora and he was like, well, I'm going to stay in the U.S. And they got married and had Scarlett and Alex, and they both go into their story. But it's a beautiful story, and it continues to be a beautiful story, and we're really glad to know them and to have them on the Bonnell Foundation board. It's wonderful to have you both. So everyone knows, Cesar, you are fluent in both Spanish and English. And Nora speaks some English as well, but I know after trying to learn Spanish for 3 years that I am absolutely not comfortable speaking Spanish. So I understand sometimes that Nora might not be comfortable speaking English. So when needed, you can interpret for her. And when she's comfortable, she'll answer in English. Cesar and Nora, if you can tell us what the differences are between care in Mexico and the U.S.
Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be in this podcast. It's an honor to have been invited. I think the biggest difference today between information in Mexico and the U.S. about cystic fibrosis is not necessarily scientific knowledge anymore, but it's access and infrastructure. In the United States, information is organized, centralized, and we have excellent healthcare around here. There's a universal screening for newborn kids. I think it's a national registry, so we can track who has cystic fibrosis, and that drives research. Because of that system, people receive early diagnosis and life-changing therapies. In the United States, the survival predictor is around 65 years now these days, with the right treatment, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And in Mexico, awareness has grown, of course, but it's not the same. So many professionals over there, but information is not as good as over here. Also, resources are not distributed equally for everybody. Newborn screening is not universal, and access to the right doctors depends on where you live and your socioeconomic status. Um, and that plays a major outcome for people. Also in Mexico, for what I have read, is the genetic diversity. So that right there makes diagnosis more complex. The main difference that exists is that in Mexico it's so hard to get the right medical care, to have access to uh, healthcare. There has been therapies approved over there, like Tifacta in Mexico, which we know that can change the course of the disease dramatically, but they are not available to many people, since we already know that uh, the cost of that medication is very expensive. I did a research, and the treatment can cost around, I think, 280,000 pesos per month. And that's something that less than 1% of the population can afford.
And that's not covered by insurance there?
No, 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 there's not. It's not. The difference is huge. It's not about medicine, it's about opportunity. The new babies that were in Mexico uh, are not expected to live more than 18 years. So yeah, it is a big difference.
It's a huge difference, and it's so wrong and not fair. And obviously, Mexico isn't, the only country where this happens. It happens in Egypt and Thailand. I mean, we talk about this all the time, right? And I really appreciate you talking about the difference, because it's so important for everyone to know. I mean, 18 compared to 65. It should not be that way. We talk, the three of us talk about this all the time, but where you live shouldn't matter if you live. It just shouldn't be. Everybody should have equal health opportunity. And I wonder, for you, Nora, how do you feel? I mean, you both have family in Mexico still. How do you feel about the health discrepancies there and the information that maybe some other people who are living with cystic fibrosis in Mexico, what they're dealing with?
Sí, es muy difícil las cosas allá en México. Mi papá tenía una enfermedad en los pulmones que no era fibrosis quística, y a él le habían diagnosticado solamente 3 meses de vida. Y nos venimos para acá y aquí duró 7 años más. Entonces, para nosotros fue eh, mucha la diferencia de la salud, el cuidado de salud de México y aquí. Y por eso es que nos gusta más el cuidado aquí. Y, y sí se siente uno triste por las personas que uno dejó allá en México, pero pues nosotros estamos aquí más que nada por la salud de nuestro hijo.
It is very difficult. His dad had a health condition, a long health condition. To the healthcare over there say that he only had 3 more months to live, so they came over here to the United States for a better treatment, and he lived for another 7 years.
Wow.
So the difference is huge, and she say that she feels sad because she doesn't believe that people uh, should have the opportunity. Opportunities should be different depending on where you live. But it's this is about this. So all this is about humanity. Many people get uh, short in their lives when with that treatment they were be able to have a full life. So it is sad.
And it must be a little sad for you that I mean, you tell me, I don't know. Is it you came here to the United States for a better life, opportunity to help your family? Tell us about that, Cesar, about why you decided to move here, and, even how you're feeling about it today.
Yeah, when I came to the United States, I had personal plans for my future. I want to grow professionally, build stability, and maybe even return to Mexico one day and contribute to my own country in a bigger way, something bigger than me. I dreamed to make a difference over there because I knew that things were not going the way I would like them to be gone. So. But life doesn't go always the way we planned. And when I came over here, it was not because of uh, personal ambition. I came because my family needed me. My father' health was declining. My younger brother was just a baby, and we were risking of losing our house. I felt the responsibility to help.
You were trying to save your family financially.
Yeah, so I make a very difficult decision to leave because I was feeling like my life and my heart was in Mexico, belonged to Mexico. So it was a big move. I was doing fine over there, and like I said, I saw my life over there. But uh, I will not change anything that I did because I met my wife at church here in the United States. And it her simplicity and humility kind of attacked me from here, and she's incredibly talented, and even then she was so nice, um, and she carried herself with kindness and grace, and yeah, over time we decided to build a family together, life together, and our plans was to work hard, save a little bit of money, and eventually return to Mexico to raise a family over there.
But I was going to say, I think your path, God, serendipity, whatever you believe, had you here because you are making a huge difference in the world of cystic fibrosis here. So we're grateful that you came. I can't imagine never having met you two and your kids. The impact you've had in my life, in Joe's life, and everybody that you talked to at our event. Like, wow, what if Cesar and Nora, what if we didn't know you? I just can't imagine that. You've had such an impact here. So I'm glad that this was your path. And Nora, how are you feeling? Having met Cesar and now you have this beautiful, I mean, you had a beautiful life before, but how has that changed?
Estoy muy contenta de tener nuestra hermosa familia. Formar nuestra familia ha sido maravilloso, siempre le digo. Estoy feliz de que me gusta la unidad que tenemos en nuestra familia y que a pesar de esa condición de Alexander, no nos sentimos tan oprimidos, nos sentimos libres y nos queremos más. No nos define la fibrosis quística. Es parte de nuestra familia, pero nosotros somos así, cariñosos y tratamos de querernos mucho siempre.
So she said that, well, it was kind of, okay, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to, because I already forget what she said. It was like, I was reading. So she said that she's very happy with the family. She say that, ¿qué más dijiste? She say that she's very happy to have a beautiful family that made up. Our family has been wonderful, and always she always tell me that she cannot imagine life without me.
Of course. I know it's hard to say, but oh my gosh, so
yeah,
beautiful.
so the family is united. It's lots of love in this family. Uh, as you know, things are not easy when a family member has diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. And in our case, it's not because of the disease, but it's because we see our son, going through all that and all that. Because honestly, it's kind of like a something that unites us. The cystic fibrosis is not what defines us.
Did you know that you were carriers of cystic fibrosis? What is your story about the diagnosis?
Okay, in my case, I had no idea that the cystic fibrosis exists. Um, in my family, everybody were healthy. I never got sick, and yeah, I didn't know anything about cystic fibrosis. So no, I didn't know that I was a carrier.
Y en mi caso, no, tampoco nadie de mi familia estaba enfermo con fibrosis quística, no la conocíamos. Cuando lo diagnosticaron, nada, cero de conocimiento de eso.
So she said that when Alex was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, she didn't have any idea about cystic fibrosis either. Yeah, zero knowledge.
And Alex is your firstborn.
Yes,
How old is he now?
19.
19. And
Yes,
so is she 17 yet?
16.
16. So wonderful. So what were his first symptoms, and then how were you able to diagnose him?
So when he first born, he was not gaining any weight. Actually, he lost weight.
Se enfermaba mucho de bronquitis.
Yeah, he lost weight in the first couple of weeks, maybe, or the first month actually.
Y
On the first month, he lost a lot of weight and he didn't grow at all.
casi a los 15 días de haber llegado al hospital, empezó con una infección de oídos y después me dijeron que tenía bronquitis y que tenía asma, pensaban que era asma y me empezaron a hacer estudios y así empezó todo con eso.
Yeah, he used were sick all the time during the first month and losing weight, and also he was all yellow. He was always sick. Yeah.
Y hacía demasiado después del baño.
Yeah, he used to go. He used to. How do I say this? He used to go to the restroom many times.
Right. Oh, everyone in the CF community can completely understand that.
Y nos decían que era normal.
Yeah, and we were asking, and they say that was normal.
It's very similar to everyone's diagnosis story, like, oh, it's in your head, just go back to work, whatever. But you do talk about this at length in our CF Masterclass story about the diagnosis. And I want to move a little forward on. So now the diagnosis happens. And now, Nora, how are you feeling knowing that you have a child with CF and you're the mom and you're trying to figure out how to care for Alex and keep him healthy? Where do you go from here within your family and the community?
Al principio me sentí un poco abrumada cuando me dijeron de la fibrosis quística, cuando lo diagnosticaron. ¿Por qué? Porque no sabía que era la enfermedad, no sabía todos los cuidados que necesitaba. También empezamos a buscar información para ver cómo cuidarlo y cómo tenía que ser esos cuidados que tenía que tener. ¿Qué tan especiales tenía? ¿Qué diferencia había de otros niños? Fue un poco abrumador porque no sabíamos mucho y no había mucha información.
Yeah, it was very overwhelming because she didn't have much information about it.
And that's the hardest part, right? Is lack of information. That's the scary part. That's if you at least knew, then you would kind of know what to do or what's expected of you or how to care for him. But if you have no information or don't know where to find it, that's really scary.
Yes. Yeah, it was very scary. And not just that, even when the doctors were so nice, we cannot complain about the doctors. The doctors were, I cannot say anything but good things about them. But still, it is scary because when you start reading all the information, you come to the conclusion that your son is not going to live a long time, and that's painful. You know, in my own experience, I did suffer a lot on my childhood. I went through so much, and when
It's okay, Cesar. It's a lot.
when I find out that my son was coming, I say, you know what? He's not gonna go through all I went through. And in this case, I had I was not able to do anything about it. You know, I was not gonna be able to do anything about it, and that was very painful.
So hard. I mean, so hard. But now look at what the life you've given your kids and how healthy that Alex is. I mean, it's
Yes, yes.
beautiful what you have both done and the life that you've created for him. And that brings me to all that you're doing now for our CF Familia page. I mean, thanks to you, you've really bridged a gap for the Hispanic community here in the U.S. You have translated when people are applying. You've given us great ideas like, oh my gosh, our application process cannot just be in English. We have Spanish-speaking people that we help all the time that need to be able to apply for applications in Spanish. So first talk about why you enjoy doing the CF Familia page and what that means to the other people you know in the Hispanic community.
Life is not just about us. Sometimes you need to do something bigger than you. We know how hard this can be for people who does not speak English, for people who it's just finding that their kids are gonna have a long term condition, which is the worst thing can happen to your life. So helping is a blessing. It's an opportunity to share a little bit of those many things that have been given to us by God and by people that have give us the opportunity to being able to do this. So yeah, like I said, thank you for the opportunity, and I feel grateful for that.
And Nora, I wanted to ask you too, because the other thing is, this isn't just for people whose child is diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. This is also for your family, maybe that has questions and they don't want to ask you, so they could look on the page and get some answers, right? And then maybe ask you more questions about their concerns about how cystic fibrosis affects Alex. What are your thoughts on, being part of the CF Familia page and getting information out?
Sí me gustaría. Digo, tenemos ya experiencia. Podemos ayudar a algunas personas. Nos gusta ayudar a las personas. Y la verdad era muy diferente el cuidado, lo que te dicen los doctores a que lo que haces en casa a veces es diferente porque te tienes que adaptar a la persona, al niño, a sus necesidades especiales. Y quizá los doctores te dicen lo básico y acá nosotros tenemos que ser diferente en nuestras casas. Entonces, con nuestra experiencia, podemos ayudar a las personas a que entiendan cómo poder ayudar a tu hijo a subir de peso, que no se te enferme tanto los bronquios, de los pulmones y a que no le afecte tanto la fibrosis quística.
And for anyone who's wondering too, Nora is able to translate what I'm saying on the cell phone, which is a beautiful thing. So it's easier to understand and see what I'm saying with her phone. So I love that. I love technology when it works, right? It's a
Yeah, right.
wonderful thing.
And see, the reason why I want to use this is because what she says so important, and I don't want to lose any of that. She mentioned that she's interested about helping because we know what's going through all this, and doctors give us a very important information. Uh, but when you are at home, it's totally different at times because you have to adapt to every child situation. We have lots of experience on that. Sometimes you are advised to do some, but that doesn't work all the time. So you have to keep changing some things. With our experience, we can have people to understand how to help, uh, like, by example, the child to gain weight, uh, so they don't get sick. We can help them how to advise how to take care of like, I don't know, bronchitis or something like that. I mean, of course, we are not doctors, and we are going to give some um, advices, but yeah, or what worked for us and might work for them. We have a experience, and we can share it to them if they are willing to try, I guess.
Right. And, we're not doctors, but we have so much experience, which the doctors don't have. So that's why it's so important to work together as a team. And Cesar, I want you to talk about being on the board of the Bonnell Foundation, because I know for all of us, for all of the board members, it's really important to hear where you're coming from. And we learned so much from you. I mean, clearly it's why diversity matters, goes kind of without saying, but I also think it's important to say. But your input is so important to everything we do. What are your feelings about, working with the foundation and things that you want to do with the CF Familia page?
I really enjoy working with you, Laura, because there's always an opportunity to grow as a person when you help others. When something big happens in your life, sometimes some people just give up, you know. But in my case, I never ask why. Why did it happen to me? I ask myself, what can I do? So that way, when this happens to somebody else, they can learn from my experience to get things a little bit easier. And I think that's your case too. So that's inspiring. That right there is inspiring because it's not only about us. It's about how to make something out of what happened. It is a honor to be working with you. And don't get me wrong. I don't think that we are going to be able to solve all the problems. It's not possible for us because we are just human beings. Uh, and like you say, I believe in God. My faith is big, strong, and I know that something better is coming for us. There's something better that where one day we will see back, and everything is going to be gone. But at the same time, right now, we can make a difference for some people. And if we change one life, that's
And
enough.
you and Nora have changed so many lives. I think just about the simple things that you've done where I've sent you somebody via email. This person can't speak any English. Please, can you translate it? Can you help us help them? And then you do, and they feel a comfort and a compassion that they can connect with you because they don't have to explain their story. You get it, right? And you can help them. So there are so many things. I know we're going to actually have our own meeting, the three of us, about where we want the CF Familia page to continue to grow for the future. But do you want to share any little secret things that, that we're thinking about? I mean, I don't even know. I know we have a lot to talk about, but Nora, do you have thoughts about maybe talking mom to mom in your videos, or what kinds of things can we do better to help and educate the CF community in the Hispanic community?
Sí, me gustaría que pudiera hacer algo así como mamá, mamá, como dijiste, eh, algo como más personal con las personas para ayudarles. Esa es una muy buena idea. Me encantaría.
Yeah, that's a great idea. She wants to talk to mom person to person, so that way she can share some ideas, some talks, and to listen how they feel, and to try to comfort them. I think that's something that she thinks.
En ocasiones solamente queremos a alguien que nos escuche
Uh,
y quizás eso es lo que quieran las personas.
because sometimes uh, all we need is somebody to listen, and that might be something where she can help others.
I write down so many quotes that you both say. You say so many beautiful things. I'm just like writing all these things down that you two say that are so beautiful. So thank you for being so insightful. So I wanted to ask you both, what do you think, or what are your concerns for, or excitement, but concerns for Alex's future? I know he did have some thoughts about moving forward and going to college.
Yeah, see, that's a very interesting question. Last week we were talking to Alex about going to college, and he mentioned to me that he was thinking about not going because he didn't know how long he was going to live. Um, so he didn't know it was worth it. I know he has lots of potential. He's a smart kid. And it's very normal for them to feel like that because it's not easy for him to deal with all he's dealing with. He's a happy guy, of course. He is a gentleman. And is this painful to hear what he said? Because I know he can do a lot. And he does too. He knows that he can do a lot. But after that, I asked him, hey, do you know how long I'm going to live? And he was like, no. See? And I say, if I die tomorrow, how are you going to remember me? And it was like the guy who never give up and give up a lot. And I said, yes. So we live a day a day. We don't know how long we are going to live, but we live to help, to to leave a mark in other people's lives. And I say, you can do that. I don't know how you are going to live. You don't know how I'm going to live, but we can do what we can do and try to do a difference in other people's lives. And he changed. He changed his mindset after that, and he decided that he's going to go to college.
That's a beautiful thing, right? You gave him such the perfect, truthful answer. And like we were talking, it's such a common question. Some kids with CF didn't even make it to college, and others are worried about, can they do their medications at college and things like that. So, and also you must both feel so happy that he confides in you and talks to you about his worries.
Yes, and that's a bless because that can take those kids in different directions. And if we don't listen to them or we start yelling on them, they are never gonna trust us to give for us to give them advice. And yeah, I feel very happy about that because he can trust us. He knows. And I do not judge him because dealing with cystic fibrosis at his age is not something normal. It's not something he should be worried about. And yet, like I said, he's a happy guy for the most part. You should see him every day. It's like he always have something good to say. I can tell you. Of course, I can see big things ahead for him.
And you're both great parents, so bravo to both of you because
Thank
well
you.
done. You're doing great.
He's such a great kid, and even when he feels like that, he's always willing to learn, to listen. And we all have those moments where we feel like that. And but the difference between some people is that they give up right away, and others like Alex can think and and grow. So I have a big hopes for him, and medical wise and health wise. We don't know. I hope that he can live a fulfilled life and make a family, and we're all at his full potential, and that's our hope. But like I told you before, I know, or we know, this is not it. We know that we are helping people to have a better life in many ways. Like in your case, supporting people economically and with medical supplements or giving helping them with housing and things like that. But I know it's something better. I know this is going to be gone at some point where there is not going to be more disease, no more pain, where everybody's going to be happy. I think it's coming, and by the meantime, we're going to try to do our best helping others to acknowledge that and to at least give a little bit of support.
And I'm so glad. And Alex isn't alone. There were so many people with CF who didn't think they would even make it to their college years, right? Or I've talked to kids who are even applying right now for college scholarships who never thought they'd be here. Or, so he is not alone. And the fact that he can voice that to both of you is a beautiful thing. Thank goodness he can tell you what he's worried about. Because to hold that in would be horrible for him to just keep that in his mind to himself. That would be really scary. And I know Scarlett is so, you're all so close to each other. I love the way she advocates for herself and for Alex. It's a beautiful thing and a beautiful family that you have together. I guess in closing, I just wondered kind of how you want to wrap up this podcast. I guess I had two more questions. Is there anything you think is really important to say to the Hispanic community? And then just in general, what do you have to say to other CF parents?
In Spanish or in English?
You can say them both if you want.
All I can say is that there is hope. It's scary, and it's going to be scary all their lives because it's your son, it's your little baby. But even then, you can feel happiness. You can take a decision. You can choose between give up or trying to do the best you can with what you have. I don't think I will never change my life. I know it's hard, but the cystic fibers make us stronger as a family.
Absolutely.
So we cannot choose what happened, but we can choose what can happen. And like I mentioned before, this is going to be gone soon. I firmly believe that God has something better for us. And by the meantime, let's live at our full potential and give a lot of love to people that surrounds you.
Great advice. And Nora, what are your closing thoughts?
Queremos animar a que todos a que busquen información y a que entren a la fundación de la fibrosis quística. Nos dan más información sobre cómo ayudar a nuestros hijos. Y, y no se rindan, porque un diagnóstico de fibrosis quística no te está diciendo que vas a morir, sino nada más es más cuidados y más amor.
So she said that we encourage everyone to look information and enter to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation or Bonnell Foundation. So that way they can get more information about how to help their children. And also do not give up because being diagnosed with cystic fibrosis doesn't mean that you're going to die immediately. It just means more care and more love to your kids, and you will make it through it.
Well, thank you both. And then everybody can find you not just here in the podcast, but on our CF Familia page and that CF Masterclass program that you did a couple years ago, too. So thank you both. I appreciate you sharing your story and your expertise and working with the CF community.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation. And
Thank you.
yeah, the next time we will try to do this in Spanish with you.
I sure hope so. I sure hope I am sometime soon fluent in Spanish. That's my dream.
I can tell you something. Spanish, my Spanish is better than my English for sure.
Well, that's comforting. So, yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
The original music in this podcast is performed by Kevin Allen,
It's not complicated.
who happens to have cystic fibrosis.
We all got our worries and fears. I know it's got you frustrated, but loving you is so alright.
This has been the Living with Cystic Fibrosis podcast. For more information and to learn more about the Bonnell Foundation, visit our website at thebonnellfoundation.org. That's the BONNELL Foundation.org. This podcast was sponsored by Vertex Pharmaceutical, The Science of Possibility, and Viatris. It was produced by Jag and Detroit Podcasts. Follow our show in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now.